Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Friday, and this is episode 13. Make what you will of that. Hopefully, things go smooth. Keith will bring the pain. But anyway, thanks for coming on out. As usual, we have another show for you. Before we get started, I have my usual shout outs. First, the intro that we had. It's a new intro, as you can see, and that is courtesy of Andy Lee, a great guy. If you go to www.lesdudis.com, LESDUDIS, that's Andy Lee's page. It's everything pop culture and geek culture. Again, he's an awesome dude. Thank you, Andy, for the intro. We have all your comic needs at Mad Titan Comics. Instagram is MadTitan_comics. And Eric Gunderson is the owner and operator. You can find him on Facebook. We have Enrique Lopez. His Instagram page is Studio Maine EFL. That's MAEN-EFL. And he has Inking with Kike every Monday night at 8 p.m. He just recently had Keith Williams on. He was warming him up for me. And if you also go to Enrique Lopez on Facebook and DM him on Facebook, you can order his new anthology series book, Stupendous, and Horrendous will be out soon. Also, there's It Came From the Radio, which is an online radio show, host Mark Torres. It's a great show. I've been on it before as a guest, thanks to them. Everything pop culture and indie culture and all the news that you can find in that week. So please check them out on many, many platforms. Anyway, everybody else that normally gets a shout out, we will be putting the links in the chat. So please go ahead and take a look at those and follow. In the meantime, I would like to introduce our guest tonight. He's a legendary inker in the industry. He's done The Phantom. He's done Alpha Flight with John Byrne, Superman with John Byrne. He's done She-Hulk. He's done Web of Spider-Man. I mean, you name it, and he's done it. And the greatest era of comics, in my opinion. I call him the mayor because he's got that bright smile. He's a very kind man. He's very approachable. And he's a really excellent penciler, too, that I've gotten commissions from. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Keith Williams.
Hey, Phil.
Hey, how are you, man?
Okay. Thanks
How's the mayor doing?
Doing well. Yes.
Good. Yes. So how's everything going with our current situation? I know that you just recently were at a small show the weekend before last.
Yes, right. It was in New Hampshire, actually, and it was Old School Comics, I believe it was called.
Yeah, Little Giants Old School Comic Show. Jason Brodnick.
Jason, yeah. Had a great time there. You know, it's first convention for me since February, actually. Wasn't too sure if there was going to be actually any shows at all that I was going to be going to this year. He was very nice. Invited me to come up, and I just figured, you know, it sounded like it was going to be a safe show. So, you know, I decided that, yeah, sure, why not take the chance, see what happens. And it was a good show. Everybody was very good on their P's and Q's and took care of everything sanitary wise and stuff. And yeah.
Nice.
Great fans.
I know you were doing a lot of conventions last year, so it must be hard, the culture shock of all of a sudden, you know.
As I was saying a little earlier, I've done 35 conventions, I think, last year.
You are the mayor.
From 35 to like 3, you know, like this year so far. I actually have another show that might be coming up in New Jersey Collectors Fest on October.
You are going to be at that?
Yeah. You know, like we'll see. We'll see how things, you know, like work out. But so far it's on, so
Sweet.
maybe I'll have 4. Like
moving on up in the world. You like the Jeffersons?
Yeah, there you go. Moving on up.
Yeah. So you even get them singing. Tell me this isn't the show, man.
Oh, am I out of my mind? Yeah. Oh, jeez. It's embarrassing. Anyway, okay. I forgot where I was.
Yeah. So, for us in the comic business, or the industry, or just big fans, we are well aware of your resume, which is very impressive. And to me, you were in the best era of comics. I mean, the Bronze Age, you know, the late 70s, early 80s was fantastic. You worked with some amazing creators. Obviously, you're one yourself. So, what inspired you, or who inspired you to become an inker slash artist?
Well, like at first it was getting my first comic book, which came from my grandmother, which was a Batman comic. As a matter of fact, it was this one right
Oh,
here.
nice.
Yep. That was it really stuck in my head. So for like for a long time I was a DC fan. After that, I had a friend of mine. His name was James, and we lived in the projects. And we would go out into the hallway area of our floor, which was the second floor, and we would start to draw comics together. And we'd write comics, draw them, create characters like Retro Fireman and Catman, and the usual things you would do when you're a kid trying to create a new comic book character. And with him, like every week doing that, it just continuously fired me up and getting more and more new comics every week. Since they were 12 cents at the time, it was a little easier.
You're dating yourself, Keith.
Oh, God.
Well, and believe it or not, Keith's only 35, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 12, 15, went up to 25. It was, but so I was, I continuously buying comic books, getting some older ones from the comic book stores and stuff like that, and reading them, and just like loving the stories, loving like the artwork. It just inspired me to at that moment in time, not really actually wanting to be a comic book artist, but like doing it at the time. For a while there, I wanted to be an astronaut. So it was like, it was like weighing the two,
So as long as your goals weren't high.
Yeah. but once I did get into high school, South Shore High in Canarsie, they had a great major arts program there. And I won an award for something involving fighting pollution. Okay. And I had a gigantic smog monster, and I had a superhero guy fighting the smog monster, and they liked it, and I won.
So you were the Captain Planet before Captain Planet. Look at that.
That's right. And I should get something for that.
Royalties, people. He needs royalties. Nice.
Thank you. But and then after that, I was doing the yearbook for my school. I did the cover, and I did the interiors. I was like the art editor on that, and did school shows, plays, doing backdrops and stuff for the shows, and it just really snowballed. It's like I didn't want to be an astronaut anymore.
So how did you break into the industry?
Okay. Well, that was also being working for the school shows at South Shore. Even after I graduated, I went back there to help them out as an advisor, and I ran into Howard Perlin, who I then found out was Don Perlin's son. And Don Perlin, who worked for Marvel Comics, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider, all that stuff. He asked me if I was interested in meeting his dad. And I said, yeah, sure. Little did I know that they only lived 2 blocks away from my project.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it was amazing.
World.
Yeah, right. So
so the key to success is geography, people.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, even before actually meeting Don Perlin, I did go to school of visual arts. So, it was had Will Eisner as a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, who created the Spirit. Incredible guy. Let us do not everything that we wanted to do. But he gave us some kind of an idea and let us go from there. But he was absolutely amazing with just some tips that he would give us to do work, and that's when I found out that I was actually better as an inker at that time than a penciler. He actually thought that I was a better writer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The stories that that I put together for the pieces that I was going to draw, he kind of like almost hinted that that might have been a good direction to go into.
And you had no interest, or?
I wanted to be an artist. I really did, and I said okay. So my penciling isn't really that great right at that moment. I'm going to try inking and see where that gets me, because I was able to fix other people's artwork, but I couldn't do my own. So I figured inking would be
See,
good.
I find that funny because I mean you have to adapt to other penciler styles. You have to be very versatile as an inker. And then of course when you're dealing with line weights and light sources, etc. I I mean I guess I can't do either, but for you to say penciling is tougher but cleaning up other people's pencils is easier, I find that interesting.
I don't know why it was, but I could see it. And after like all the years I had comic books, stuff like that, and looked at how the inking was done there, like you look at people like Dick Giordano, a lot of the great inkers at that time, and I just kind of like had I guess a basic idea of what needed to be done when it came to that kind of craft. Like I still wasn't ready for penciling yet at that time, but I could still I had the basic things. So
it worked out. Well, I mean, apparently you made a good choice because it worked out well, and you've inked some legends in the industry. So
it did, and I started. I started from like sort of like the bottom. Like at the time I was a background inker. That's what Don got me into.
So no credit.
No credit. But I worked on a lot of different books. You'd be surprised.
Pay your dues, and you get out there and you get a reputation. Sometimes it's more powerful.
Yeah, well, it worked. It worked well for me because working on Marvel Team Up with Mike Esposito, and he would ink all the figures. So I was looking at his stuff, because sometimes he would ink the stuff first and then I would get it. So I'd be able to study his style. Led me on to working with Joe Sinnott,
Oh,
who
wow.
at the time was working with Al Milgrom on the Avengers. And I really got a lesson there. Like that was absolutely amazing. Working for Sinnott, I just loved his inking style. It had like these nice thick and thin lines. It made, I don't know, how can I describe it? Made everything look human. I don't know. It just looked right when he inked over.
So would you say he's your biggest influence, or?
I think so. Yeah. I still every once in a while, use that style, for different artwork. Like if I was to work with Ron Friends, every once in a while, I'd like to have sort of like that style on his pencils.
By the way, let me see if I can do this right where my hand is.
Oh,
Where my finger is, that is an inked jam by Keith Williams. It is one of my X-Men Villains jams, and he inked that for me. So just to show you, yeah, I mean it was involved, so it's beautiful. It's up there. It's being colored as we speak.
I can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah, I'll post it and I'll show you. I'll tag you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're open for commissions, right? I mean, inking and penciling.
Yes, I am. Yes, inking and penciling.
You see,
Been doing a lot of that lately.
I have to tell people. A lot of people don't realize inkers are artists. They're pencilers. They can draw. And right. I've gotten some pieces from you, and they're beautiful. I have you drew Storm for me in one of my sketchbooks.
That's right.
But you also are kindly donating a drawing that you had done of the Phantom.
Yes, I am.
You could show it to us. The best question is going to get this, and we're getting a bunch of questions. So beautiful. I love it.
There you go. Okay.
Now I have my Rogues Gallery. Well, not mine, but the Q&A shows Rogues Gallery, and they're all here. Gallo and Bill and everybody, and of course my brother's here. So when we mentioned Khan, he yelled Khan like Captain Kirk from the. Yeah, exactly. Riddler asked where all the Panda cosplayers at. That goes into an inside joke. You're gonna have inside jokes that carry from other shows, from things we've discussed. But just Enrique said he was the first one in, So saying what's up.
Hey, hey, Ricky.
Riddler said Keith rocks.
Ah, thank you,
He
man.
getting some love. Hello, Keith, my best friend. So you have a stalker. If you see someone in a tree outside your window, you know it's Dell. Dell's a good guy. He's one of the Rose Gallery. I'm just teasing. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna get to Dell's question in a minute because he's the first one to pose a question. But you also inked the Phantom.
Yes, I did.
Tell us about that.
Sure. That's for King Features. Danny Fingeroff at Marvel, editor of the Spider-Man books at the time, came up to me and asked me if I was interested in inking it. I was just about getting off of Web of Spider-Man at the time. And it's like, this is 1995. And asked me if I was interested in inking the Phantom. And I said, well, yeah, sure. That's something different. I've never thought I would do a newspaper strip. Never. I mean, I love newspaper strips, but I never thought I was going to do one. So he gave me the number to Jay Kennedy's office. He was the person that was involved with comic strips at the time for King Features. And I went up to visit him and showed him my artwork, and he liked what he saw, like inking wise, and said, that looks great, but you got one more thing you have to do. And I said, what's that? He said, you're going to have to go to see Lee Falk. And I said, Lee Falk? He says, yeah, right. Yeah, the guy who created the Phantom. Are you kidding? So we made a date to be able to, for me to go up to visit him in his home on Central Park West, right across the street, actually, from the planetarium. He had, wow, it was like surreal, because I went into the building and the doorman, knew that I had an appointment to go see him. He led me to this elevator, went up to this elevator that opened up to an alcove that was just for him. I think it was on the 6th floor. Yeah. It's like, holy cow. I said, what the? And it had a drawing, a poster of the Phantom on the side of the wall, a little table stand, and then there was the door, and just rang the doorbell, and Lee Falk opened the door. He was in almost like, I guess, like a smoking jacket or something like that.
So is he Hugh Hefner or is he Lee Falk?
It was like,
are you sure you're in the right place?
I was like saying, wow, so this is what artists look like. I mean, writers and artists look like once they're established. That's cool. You be on Central Park West, you look like this.
Tell the truth. When you're not on camera, you're wearing a smoking jacket on. Yeah. Keith's walking around, pimping it out.
Yeah, with my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And,
so how did that conversation go?
Oh, it went great. I was scared to death. I was telling him about the stuff that I've done, and at the time it was like Spider-Man, things like that, and it was really funny because he said, I'm definitely afraid of spiders. Oh, that's nice. I've lost the job before it even started. Wonderful. I said something stupid, which is what I feared, and it happened. Oh God! But no. He was really happy with what he saw that I did. I did a practice run, and they liked that too, and I ended up getting the job. That was, and I got the job 1995 to 2005. I've had that.
That was a tough interview, huh? I mean. Wow.
It was scary. It really was kind of scary at first, but he really made me feel comfortable after a while.
That's good.
So got to look out the window. Got to look out the windows. Saw Central Park. I said, "This guy is amazing. I'm gonna be like this guy." Like, no. but it was nice. It was nice visiting.
So Dell was asking, Phantom is such an iconic character, which we all agree. Do you think it doesn't get enough love like it should?
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. He's a really actually cool character,
He's an archetype for many many followed up characters. You know.
That's where the superhero outfit was created.
Mm-hmm.
The pants, the shorts outside of the pants thing, and the whites of the eyes, the mask, the domino mask with the white in the eyes, no eyes. Yeah, he was first.
What did you think of the movie that came out in the 90s? And did you get any royalties?
Royalties.
I know you didn't create them, so tough luck on you.
No,
smoking jacket for you, pal.
No smoking jacket for me, man. I really learned. No. But no, it was great. I loved the movie. I saw it. I saw the premiere. We went to the premiere.
Nice.
Billy Zane was there. Lee was there. Yes. Get an autograph. Huh? Oh, what was that?
Kill it at Lex Luthor. Billy Zane.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
He's yes. Now. He would be a great Lex Luthor.
Absolutely. Yeah, he would be good. They should do it now. He would be perfect right now.
I agree. He's one of my favorite actors, and he doesn't get enough credit either. And you know, I didn't appreciate the Phantom when I first saw it, but I do now.
He was the Phantom because I was just starting out at the time, but I kind of got the rhythm of how the Phantom was as a character. Family man, smiling. Like when he's with his friends, deadly serious and dangerous when he's with his enemies. And I like that in the movie because I was looking at it saying, this is a comic strip. It works, It may have been a little too campy in one or two areas,
all right.
But you know what? I could live with that. It was great to have that character, the Skull Cave, the whole thing. It was great. I
think we could go back to campy a little bit. I think everything's a little too dark and too serious these days.
Now, yes, yeah.
We've gone. I mean, I know that it always reflects the times, and it is kind of rough lately. But I want an escape. Give me a little spandex, a little campy, a little fun. I think we could use that. I mean, even
bring back the Adam West
successful because of that. But yeah.
Yes. Bring back the Adam West stuff for a little while. It's okay.
Hi, Christina. Christina was asking, how has the current generation of comics affected your art style?
It all depends. You see, a lot of people are using different kinds of medium now besides pens and brushes. They're using things like microns, markers, lots of markers. There's all different kinds of brush pens now.
And the Copics,
Copics. Yeah. Oh, I got my set right back here.
That's why you have to pay commissions, people. These Copics are not cheap.
Holy cow! No, I mean, you got to get the refills and everything, and you should try doing those refills. It's not easy doing that. It's very dangerous. I get it all over my hands. I get like the red all over my hands. It looks like I'm bleeding to death, But
see, with my sense of humor, I'd be running out to my wife going, "Ah!"
Yeah,
yeah, whatever.
They weren't home at the time, or I would have done it. Okay. Yeah. Believe me, I was thinking of it. But there's a lot of different. Oh, also using tablets and Cintiq tablets, Wacom tablets. The digital stuff. I have one of them, and it's great for me when it comes to plotting out what I want a drawing to look like. And after I do that, I would print out a copy, and then I would actually lightbox it, and then do it. Yeah, and then ink it. Yeah.
So do you have those roughs still when you do that?
Not real.
I'm going to tell you what I told.
It's too much paper.
I'm going to tell you what I told Billy Tucci, and Billy Tucci did it, and it's for $10 you sell those roughs, and you make a fan happy, and you make a few bucks, but it's affordable for people who can't afford a lot, to spend a lot. You get an original rough from a legend, you make people happy.
Maybe I should do that. I didn't even
$10 bin roughs.
I didn't think about that. It's
Listen,
just that
your people contact my people. We'll talk.
It's just if you saw how much paper was actually in this room, all it needed was a match, and that would be it. So.
But again, take them to cons then, and have a bin where people can look through them, and if they want a $10 rough, it's $10. I mean, that's what you pay for a remark.
I like that idea.
All right,
do.
I'll take my 10%. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. You see?
Nah,
You
I'm
deserve
kidding.
it.
I'm
deserve
kidding. Make the money. So Dell asks, so you studied under Don Perlin and Mike with Marvel 2-in-1. How does working with them out of college help you now to determine how you take on a project?
Oh, wow. It's actually been a while since I've done a regular comic book project. Well, I did do the the Worthy book in December. So that was like my first time actually doing like a regular comic book in a while. I just make sure that I get the work done on time, and I do the best I can with the amount of time that I have to get the work done on time. Uh, it's like for me sometimes it's like if you're talking about how do I start to do my stuff, sometimes I do hands, like or
Hands and face are the toughest.
yeah, hands or face. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like that's what I would start with, and then I would work my way around from there. And sometimes I would do all the faces, and then do like the bodies, stuff like that. Sometimes I do the backgrounds first. That's what I did for a long time, So I got my ruler, I got my templates, I got all this stuff, like all ready, so I could just like knock out the backgrounds if I have to, so it all depends. Just to make I change it around to make it interesting,
I would imagine.
Not that I'm ever actually bored doing this stuff, because I always love this stuff.
No, but routine can become boring, and you're an artist, and being spontaneous is part of why you want to be an artist. So I can see changing it up panel to panel or page to page.
Right.
My mother's here. She said, "Hi, Keith. You know my mom at the shows."
Yes. Hi, Mrs. Russett. How you doing?
She walks around with my daughters all the time, who were in Artist Alley at my last show, and they made money too. Kids are rocking it.
That's great, man. That's great.
So Riddler asked, "Hi Keith. As an artist, did you and fellow artist Olison seek any advice on approaching the Phantom from Cy Barry, who I believe is still alive? Are you at all still in contact with him in any way?"
Yes, I am, and he's still alive. Yes, and he's old. He's like, I want to be like him, because he's like 90 years old right now, and he is still amazing. He's absolutely incredible. We didn't really ask him about anything. I just wanted to make sure that the transition between him and me was kind of smooth and it didn't look jarring.
Right.
Yeah, I was scared that he'd like come to my house and kill me if I really messed up. That I was afraid of. But
waking up in cold sweats.
Yeah,
Cy Barry with a knife.
Yeah, really, seriously. No, actually, there was no waking up. There was no sleep. every day had to do that stuff every day. There was no sleep. Yeah. So I tried to make it look as close to Barry as possible, because George Olsen was the penciler. I believe he was the penciler on it also when Cy was doing it towards the end. I think for over like 20 years they kind of like worked together or more. Yeah, that was, I think it was the Phantom Cowboy was the transition. They were like halfway through the story, and then Cy retired, and then I just took over from there.
But you
the
still
Phantom
think,
the Cowboy hat.
Do you ever tell Cy that you would have those sleepless nights?
Yes, and he'd laugh and laugh. His sinister laugh.
That's good. I just want to remind everybody, if I do not get to your question in the middle of the conversation, we will have a few minutes at the end of the show for everybody to get their questions in. So if you want to win the sketch and you didn't get a question that you wanted answered, please stick around, ask it at the end so you have a fair chance as well of getting it answered. But either way, I will review all questions between today and tomorrow, even if we didn't get to it. And the best question will be the winner. Okay, so just letting you know of the Phantom sketch. So before the Phantom, you got to ink some of my favorite titles, and honestly, one of my favorite artist writers in the history of comics, John Byrne. And before I get into how it was working with him, because we know he's very demanding and he's John Byrne. I mean, I love Alpha Flight. It's one of my. I think that book needs to come back. She-Hulk is amazing. You did Superman, of course. All these things before you got to Web of Spider-Man. So tell us about your Marvel run when you were doing all those, because you've also done Quasar, and I mean you've done so many things that if people aren't aware, go check it out. He's done everything with legends, and he is a legend. So just go check out his books. But tell us about your Marvel run with all those titles you've done.
Right. Well, the time that I was working with John was when I was still doing backgrounds. So I guess it was Mark Grunwald who asked me if I would be interested in doing it because John was looking around for a background artist. And I was working in Mark's office because he was the one that was doing the Avengers at the time. So that's how he knew me, because I was working over Joe Sennett's stuff at that moment. So he asked me if I was interested in working with John Byrne. You know, it's like, you hear these things and you go, what? What? John Byrne, really? I remember ROG 2000. The freaking X-Men. Come on,
By the way, the Uncanny X-Men, not the freaking X-Men, but I mean,
okay, the Uncanny. Sorry, the Uncanny X-Men. Yeah.
You know what? The freaking X-Men sounds like a good new title name. What do you guys think?
So. I think so, and I should get paid for that too.
Anyway, well, you're from Brooklyn, so that'll be the Brooklyn edition. The freaking X-Men.
The freaking X-Men. Yes. So I like said, yeah, sure. I'd love to work with him, and he was very nice from the get-go. He said, thank you. I'll put your name on the cover along with mine. He will introduce me as the background artist.
That's awesome. That is great.
So I was introduced on Alpha Flight as the background assistant.
That's when I knew who you were
on the book, and it was like, wow, my name. I'm not even inking the thing. Well, I am inking it.
Right.
A lot of times he would do so much background stuff on there that it was basically, that was the whole page. Was backgrounds and maybe a little figure of I don't know, Alpha Flight or the Hulk or something was there. but it was great working with him on that stuff. It was amazing. So I went from Alpha Flight with him to the Hulk, and then once he left Marvel, the next stop was the Superman stuff. Let's see. I started working with him on Action Comics with background still. I was doing everything, all the backgrounds, all the blacks, the shading, the shadowing areas, stuff. But he would be doing the figures. I did do one Superman issue with Terry Austin.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, that was really something. And
did you get to meet Terry?
Well, I met Terry before that.
Okay.
I get involved in the offices. He's a great guy. So.
Him and John Byrne were a classic team up too.
Yes. So it was amazing that I actually worked on a book, that had them both come back together again, at least for one issue. Maybe he did a few more, but I actually did an issue with them, which was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was like after that, I was doing backgrounds for other people, but that was John also, which is something that was absolutely amazing. Gave me part of his royalties from the books that I did with him.
Wow!
So it's like I was, so it's like if I was like the inker on the book, like the regular inker, you would get a royalty, thing whenever the book would go back. You're not
even supposed to get credit at this point for the here you're giving royalties. That's amazing.
Right. He gave me part of his royalties. He arranged it with Marvel and that's the way it happens. And even now, if there's a reprint or a trade paperback of the Hulk or Alpha Flight or anything else that I've done with him, I would get I would get a royalty
And do you
check.
keep your eye out for that, or you just all right? A check will just show up out of nowhere. Because I'd be like,
No,
oh, they doing a trade
well,
paperback.
well, they yeah yeah
Hey,
they,
me.
they 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 tell you suddenly, you know, like on an email that, you know, like you're getting a check, you know, like, and then they tell you what you're getting the check for, and they give you maybe one or two trade paperbacks of the book, and you would also, you know, yeah, and the check would be in the mail, literally.
That's
So
awesome.
it was
I
absolutely
can't believe
amazing.
you did that. That's great.
Yeah, and during the summers, for 2 summers, I went up to his house, and we you know, and they had like a big barbecue thing there, you know, so they had people from DC and Marvel, and they had volleyball games that were really great there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, had a ball with those. That was fun. Yeah,
Well, here's
so
the most important question, and this is the most important. Do you still stay in touch with John Byrne? And if so, how do you get him on my show or at my show?
you know,
Because listen, he doesn't want to hear it.
I know,
He doesn't want to hear it. I don't know
I
how Boston got him that one year, but he does not want to hear it when you reach out to him.
yeah, I was really surprised. I went to a Star Trek convention like maybe 4 years ago, and he was there at the
Really?
IDW booth. Uh, and I was like stunned, you know, like, so I actually went over there. I had my son with me, and, you know, we said hi, we talked for a little bit. And yeah, that was like one of the few times that I saw him. And then he was actually at a New York Comic Con, and that blew my mind. I walked up to him, we talked for a little while there too.
He'll pop up sporadically when he's in the mood, but when
I
you
really
reach
thought that
out
he
to
would.
him, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not interested. Leave me alone."
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. You know, like that he wasn't going to be. You know, like that he wasn't really into conventions or interviews anymore. But there he was. It was so nice to see him. You know, so it gave me a chance to thank him again for, you know, just everything he did.
Right. I have a cat that's trying to jump on this table that I'm trying to prevent from coming in front of me. My wife
Okay.
let the cat in. Who let the cats in? So, I mean, was there anybody that you would say you tried not to fanboy around and tried to act professional? And did you
God,
succeed?
Jeez, I try so hard, and, you know, like I because when I'm a fanboy, I imagine myself sound really horrible, you know, like, I mean, crazy or something. You know, like, I'm afraid that they're not going to want to be near me because, you know, like I say, oh, I love your stuff and all that. You know, I try to be cool. I try to be cool. I don't know. They're very nice. Whoever I talk to, you know, like if it's like Walt Simonson or you know, I get any of the other guys, Neil Adams. They're all very nice. I'm the one that's, you know, and not knowing what to say and making sure I'm saying the right thing, and, you know, it's like, oh my
Come
God, did
on,
I
you're
say
the
the right?
mayor. You got that smile. You're good
Oh.
to go.
Well, thanks, Phil. Thanks.
You worked regularly as an inker for the Web of Spider-Man. Are you surprised how much publicity it has gathered, or even proud of Spider-Man comics having grown so big?
Oh,
That was a big
wow.
title at the time. Web of Spider-Man was huge. It was right after Secret Wars with the black costume, and I have the issues, and that was big.
That's right. As a matter of fact, Phil, I was an assistant editor for a while for the Spider-Man books.
Were you? I didn't know
Jim,
that.
Yeah, with Jim Owsley,
Oh, wow.
who is now Christopher Priest. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for about 9 months.
Holy cow.
straight out from being a Romita Raider.
Oh, you were a Raider too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Look at that.
Yep.
I'm learning something new.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
man.
So Spider-Man was absolutely amazing during that time. You had Tom DeFalco writing it. You had Ron Frenz drawing it. You know, we had a lot of different people coming in and out of that office doing stuff.
How was it with the bullpen days?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it had Peter David, who did his first comic book. You know, like
He lives like 5 minutes from me.
Oh yeah. Well, tell him
Yeah.
I said hi because like I just remember because he used to work in Carol Kalish's office. Trying to remember what it was, production, I believe, or advertising, something. But yeah, Peter was there, and I think he gave Jim some stories, some plot lines, and he thought that they were interesting, and told him, "Hey, come here, do this," and he was. I don't know if that was the first thing he actually wrote that was actually printed, but I almost feel like we were like the starting point for his amazing career, which was absolutely amazing. I love his Star Trek books.
We got a few hellos, by the way. Ryan says hello. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for coming out. Evan asks, after doing this for so long, do you enjoy it as much now as you did in the beginning?
Yes. I love this. This is what I wanted to do for most of my life. I'm very happy even now. Although I would love to, do a regular book. Right now, it's great getting commissions and just doing stuff. I do have an idea for a character that I want to work on my own.
I was going to ask you about something Creator owned. You're jumping the
Yeah.
gun, man. Didn't you get the questions ahead? What are you doing?
Oh, wait a minute. Here they are. Oh, right.
That was number 18. I'm only on 12. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Did you want to? Is it hush hush, or do you want to tell us about this character?
It's kind of hush hush. I'm a little,
Copyright.
You know what?
Copyright.
Yeah. What's funny is that some of the stuff that I'm thinking for this character, it's like, like I'm taking so long to do it that sometimes I see in a movie or on television the same thing that I'm thinking. I'm going, oh no.
You gotta get moving.
I know. I actually did that little trick where like you put a copy of everything that you have into an envelope, and then you mail it back to yourself and you don't open the envelope and you just let it sit there.
That's good. It's time stamped then. Nice.
There you go. Yeah. So if anybody says, "Hey, I think that was I said, "Nope." It's right back there. It's right over there. It's on my bookcase right there.
That's a good tip for everybody, actually. And it's better to have it in writing than an email.
Absolutely.
Emails can be changed and
yeah, you could mess with emails. Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's smart. Look at that. See, that's why you became editor for a while. You're smart, man.
I actually was editor for about 2 weeks, I think.
How long?
For about 2 weeks. Jim Owsley was on vacation, and I had to deal with what was it? The aftermath of Secret Wars. They had what was it? Oh God, The Beyonder.
Yes.
The Beyonder turned the Daily Bugle into gold. The whole building was into gold. But unfortunately, this is one of the few times that reality sets in a comic book story. The weight of the gold was so heavy that it caused the building to collapse on itself. So they had a whole.
Isn't it great where they pick and choose what's going to be actually, in the laws of physics and what's not?
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey,
Beyonder can do anything, but hey, that gold is too heavy.
The gold was too heavy. So I got to do that, and I also got to commission John Byrne to actually do a cover or two, for Spider-Man at that time too. So
I'd like to meet you just for a little while back then, just to meet John Byrne.
It was so cool calling him up to say, hey John, are you interested in doing a cover for Spider-Man? It was cool. I love this job. I love this.
That's good.
Yeah. I'll this is it. This is for me. I'm not retiring, so this is.
You better not. You got to be on my show. Keith is a mainstay at my show, man.
There you go.
No pressure.
No.
Keith, you followed Cy Barry's run on Phantom and, in a sense, Murphy Anderson on Superman. What kind of mind trip did that do on you? Do you have to pinch yourself as a fan yourself? You wouldn't be in that esteemed group of artists if you weren't as talented as you are, but that must be daunting to a certain extent.
Oh man, yeah. I pinch myself almost every day. Like I mean that was a dream job. That was amazing. It was rigorous because it was a weekly series, and you had to do it every day. It came out every day, except for me. It didn't come out on Sunday. They had somebody else do the Sunday strip, but we did it 6 days a week. Lee Falk during the summer would go to Truro, Massachusetts, and hang out there and still write the stories, and George Olsen would go to, is it Norway, on his vacations or trips, to visit his family, I guess. So there was like, but you would still be doing, like the Phantom. I was still here. I was here all the time. So, but like maybe every once in a while I'd have a little bit of time off, but not really that much. It was like just doing the Phantom all the time during those 10 years. So it was daunting, but at the same time it was great because it was something, that was like absolutely amazing. You were working on one of the first superhero characters. It's like all this stuff was like always continuously going through my mind when I was doing this stuff.
I mean, really, how do you juggle that? Being a fan of the medium, being a fan of these people, but you have to maintain that professionalism and hold your own. I mean, I don't know if people realize how much confidence that takes and how you really got to maintain your composure and just focus on the job because you always got to be thinking, oh God, don't let me screw this up or be the one that embarrasses the book, or
that's happened a lot. Yeah.
But people that would probably do that to you now, they'd be worried about embarrassing your book.
Oh gosh, well, I don't have a book to be embarrassed about. but it's like, this is a job. It's a job. I love doing it, but it's a job first, and I know that, to be able to get the next job is by doing good on this job, and to just keep going from there to there to there, and just making sure that that the people like what they see, and that I'm not disappointed, hopefully not disappointing anybody, and try to stay on the book for as long as I can, because this is what I want to do. When I was younger, it was like, it's true. Like you would do this for free, and it's like in a way, you would say, yeah, I would. When I was younger.
Well, when you're younger, you don't have the same bills to pay.
There you go.
What is your take now? Brandon asks this, and I want to expound upon this. What do you think is lacking in modern comics, if any, and what are your concerns? Before you answer that, I also want to expound upon that. It seems that the industry right now does not really respect the legends like yourself that have come before and have laid the groundwork. Publishers change. Editors change and connections change and this and that. But I know so many legends in the industry that I want to see on regular books regularly, and they're not, because they lack the connections maybe with these new editors. The new editors are looking at newer, fresher blood, which I just find the same way. I think they kind of alienate their longtime readers. I think they kind of alienate the people that set the groundwork for them. So having said that, if you could answer Brandon, what would be your concerns or what's lacking in modern comics? And then if you could kind of talk about what I was mentioning.
Well, basically, I guess that there's not as many of the old guard there to show the new kids on the block, what they need to know about doing a comic book. I had people, like I said, like Joe Sennett, Mike Esposito, Jack Abel. I had people that were in the bullpen, like George Russo, who did coloring, Paul Beck, people that were doing it for a long period of time, and working even before there was like superhero comics, these were the same people that are, that were doing the romance books and stuff like that back in the 50s and stuff. You had people that were there that can show you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and how I guess like how to draw, how to ink, how to write. You had those people there, and it was great back at that time. I don't know really. I really can't. Since I haven't been up in the company, for years, I really don't know how they operate right now. Do they still have like a bullpen? Like they did when I was, at Marvel. I don't know. Do any of the older people talk to the younger people? Let them, so that they know what they can do. I think that's missing. Gosh, I don't know. What was the other question? What's the other part of the question?
Well, we tied the two together. But what are your concerns about? Brandon had asked also about the modern day of comics.
Oh, yeah. I think. Okay, so that's another thing. Where at the time that I was doing the books, like Spider-Man, you would see what was going on with Aunt May, what was going on with Mary Jane, what was going on with Robbie Robinson, J. Jonah Jameson, and stuff like that. Now, I think because everything is like an event, you're so busy worrying about, like the Galactus thing or the zombie thing or the whatever thing, that it affects the regular books because it spills into them because you want to carry that epic story line through all the different books. And if you do that, there's no time for Peter to go to the Daily Bugle. There's no because he's off on a different planet, or he's in a different dimension, or whatever it is he's fighting, whatever this horrifying creature was. It's like with Secret Wars, that was like a thing that happened at that period of time. It was great, but then after it was over, Spider-Man got a black costume.
A new thing next month.
Yeah. Or like having Wolverine in every issue of a comic.
When Wolverine was put in an issue, that title was losing money and not selling. There you go. In there to try to boost sales.
That's it.
I bet you if you look back at every Wolverine guest star in a book, it probably ended within 5 issues of that guest star.
It might have. Yeah, it just got a little bit of a boost in it.
But I agree with you, especially with Spider-Man. I think they got away from his roots, what we related to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know after decades it could get played out. But yeah, they went into all these major cataclysmic things, these world, universe-shattering things that they lost where he's grounded, where he's the average guy every day doing his thing.
Right.
And I agree with you on that. And even if I didn't, your legendary inker, Keith Williams, to hell with me. But
oh man, but no, I just feel that they should get back to that more, and also the amount of comics for that one character in a month. I mean, when I was working on the books like Web of Spider-Man, there was only like 3 Spider-Man books.
It was Spectacular, it was Amazing, and it was Web. Yeah.
Right, and that. And
there was one Spider-Man.
Right, and there was one Spider-Man. Now there are a million Spider-Man. but it's just that I don't know. I maybe it's they're still writing stories about Spider-Man now, so it's like they're not running out of stories. But I just feel like sometimes maybe if there were
Simple
less,
is better. Less is more.
Yeah, less is more. But that's just my opinion.
That's an old school way of looking at things, though, and I'm old school too. I think we've gone away from less is more. But it also, do you think that reflects on society's lack of attention span these days? I mean, this is the generation that a wrestling match has to be 5 minutes only, or you have to get to the point in the first episode of a series, or they're not going to stream it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, do you think it ties into that, or?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll tell you, when I was a kid, this is what taught me how to read. Comic books was the thing that taught me how to read.
So
That got
cows
me a
and rap with your vocabulary.
Yes, Mike. uh, I mean, to I sort of had at the time a college grade level reading, reading level, in the seventh grade, seventh grade. It was great, because like you said, you learn incredible new words. Like I didn't know what DNA was until I saw a Jimmy Olsen comic book back when Jack Kirby did them. But I don't know. I still think that kids would be interested in reading comic books. I think even now, you got to start off young. They got to be in more places than I think just comic book stores. We
I
used to
mean,
get them
we
in
all went to
candy.
spinner racks, Optimo. You went to
Yeah,
Optimo, and they were all over there, right? And and then there was
yeah,
candy right next to it. You picked up
yes, and
candy,
candy
a
right
couple of
next to
issues,
it.
and you were excited to get home, read them,
Yeah,
and stuff your face.
yes. You know, th-
It was
now,
simple.
yeah, it was simple, and they were there. They were there where you can just grab them off the spinner, and they were cheaper too.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
you're buying books that are like $5 now. So
Buy some specials that are like $8, and you read it, and you
yeah.
go, "Why the heck did I spend $8 on this?"
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's some. Oh, no, you're talking to a guy that I miss the quality of comics personally, but that's just me.
Uh,
But I still love the medium, you know.
so do I. So do I. I actually haven't read a comic book in a while. Since hey Rog. Yeah. So
Well, see, it's
I
funny
got
is because you just answered one of my next questions, and Raj is about to ask the question I was going to ask you next. I was going to ask you, are you reading anything currently? And that's a no, right?
no, not really, and it's not. I just haven't had the chance to go to a comic. Well, because of everything else that's going on right now, it makes it kind of difficult to go and pick up a comic book the way I used to be able to. So yeah, so it makes it even more difficult for new kids to get involved because of this.
You
That's
know,
going on right
it's funny. I used to be able to. It used to take me like a half hour to read a comic book. There was always a lot of dialogue in the comic book, and the panels were, I think, there were more panels per page, and there was a lot more going on. Now I can get through a comic book in 10 minutes, and it just feels
Mm,
like, what the hell did I spend $5 on? But that's just me.
yeah.
But by the way, just so you know, Raj has a Kickstarter that just was successful, and I'm looking forward to his book, Mojo Rising. And
Okay.
he's an old school fan too, so I expect that to be a great book. I know it's going to be a fun book.
Cool.
Um, so he asks what I was going to ask you: if you could work on any series, which would it be? And I will add, who would be your creative team?
Okay. Um, let's see. The Avengers and Batman.
What
Because I
Avenger
love.
team? Who would be the roster?
Oh God.
Because I love that Wonder Man you just did with the flak jacket. People think I'm nuts. I love flak jacket Wonder Man. They're like, "What are you talking about? It's so horrible looking." I love it with the jet boot,
No.
the jet
Yeah.
belt. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I like that better than the spandex stuff, that he had afterwards, and
It was
no, that
different.
was cool. The jet belt. Yeah. Come on. That's so neat. But I guess I, I'd like to work with the original team. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Giant Man, the
Wasp.
Wasp, and maybe even throw in a little Hulk every once in a while. That would be cool. I like that group. That was the group that I started with. So
And who would be your creative team?
let's see. Mark Grunwald, I mean, he was absolutely incredible with a lot of stories. Greg Capullo, I love working with him on Quasar. He was great, and Mark actually wrote that too. And let's see, for for hmm, for a colorist, who can I get as a colorist on there? Oh God, that's the only one I probably might draw a blank on. Uh, Gee, if even if Paul Beckton could have done it, like at the time, he was a colorist up at Marvel. He worked in the bullpen, and that was like his stuff was pretty cool, and he fixed a lot of other people's colors, So he was pretty good. I like that would sort of like be a team that would be cool.
So that would be your super team.
I would be the inker. I would be the inker on the book. Yes. I'd be the inker.
What is your favorite character?
Let's see. What's my favorite character?
Yeah.
Batman's my favorite character.
Really?
He may be insane. He's insane. He is. But he's always prepared. He's always prepared. He could beat Superman if he wanted to. He could beat any character in the DC universe. Okay? He can. I dare you to try and find somebody that he can't beat.
I think Superman hovers 50 feet over and laser visions and burns him to dust. But that's just me.
You see, that's the same thing with Superman and the Hulk. It's the same thing.
No, see, the Superman versus the Hulk for me is tough, and I'll tell you why. I relate to the Hulk because of growing up with anger, but I relate to Superman because I've always wanted to aspire to be that person of character. And I love both characters so much, but there's no limit to the Hulk's strength. The more you piss him off, the stronger he gets. So if Doomsday could kill Superman, I don't know, man. Hulk is going to give him a run for his money, I think. But that's just me. But again, I'm not a legendary inker.
No. You're probably right. You're probably right.
We're going to be like the Little Rascals. Flash Gordon, Tarzan. Flash Gordon, Tarzan. Dating myself now, see?
There you go, right?
You know the reference. Bradney asked, are you guys going to make another comic? I'm not sure if he's talking about you and John Byrne or I'm not really sure on that. If you could clarify that for us, Bradney, I'd appreciate it, and we'll address it. Dante, you have worked over Todd McFarlane's early work on an issue of Coyote. How was that for you?
Oh, my gosh, that's right.
He's pulling out the obscure.
Wow. Well, you see, at that moment in time, Todd was not, like Todd.
He wasn't the Todd father.
Yes, he wasn't the Todd father. He wasn't a toy magnate. He wasn't, like that yet. And I also worked on a Madame Xanadu with him.
Oh, wow.
I believe. Yeah, I think it was a Madame Xanadu. No, his stuff was great. It was different. It had a different feel to it than the other guys at that moment in time, because everything was like a house style. So like with Todd, it was not house.
Right.
It was.
How was that for you adjusting though to his pencils and everything?
When I start inking somebody that's new, it kind of like it's a little slow at the beginning because I'm just starting to feel out how it would work. Sometimes I would use like a pen or a brush. With him, I used a pen, and after a while, I just got into a rhythm of working, on his pages. And once I got into that rhythm, I'm okay. But it's like at the beginning, I'm kind of like trying to figure things out in my head, how this feathering line's going to look and how this shading's going to look over there and everything. And
but no sleepless nights because he wasn't the Todd father yet.
That's right. But if he remembers now and he looks at the stuff and he doesn't like it, I'm dead.
Have you run into him since then? And does he
talk
to you?
No. As a matter of fact, he's as in one of your other questions, he's one of the people that I would like to meet that I still haven't really met yet.
Gotcha.
I've done work on his stuff. I kind of met him one day in the office, but never really, to sit down and kind of like talk. and
Okay.
how he'd be like one of the guys that I'd like to actually talk to.
Todd.
Yeah. There it goes. Yeah,
If
the
I see you
fanboy
running
thing.
down the aisle in New York City Comic Con going, Todd, it's me. I worked
That
at
would be me.
Coyote.
That
I'm
would
gonna
be
pitch
me.
myself.
That would be me.
Or I might be right next to you going, Todd, he worked on Coyote, so I could get him on my show.
Well, at least it just won't be me. Okay.
It looks like Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor in one of those movies.
Oh my God.
By the way, you knew this was coming, right?
Oh,
You knew this was coming.
no. What?
Who is your favorite artist to work with, and how cool is Kike?
Oh, good God.
You knew it was coming. You knew it.
Well, gee. I did do some stuff with him on Stupendous, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, don't confuse that with what you call him, Stupido. I'm just kidding, Enrique.
No.
I had to get him for that show that you did where he said, well, technically we haven't done Creatorcon yet. So I had to get him back.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. It was fun, working over his stuff, and he's a writer, artist, inker, he's an up and coming guy. He's gonna be doing great things.
Just remember, you're gonna get a phone call from him tonight, so you better be nice.
That
phone will be ringing. It'll be ringing at midnight. Hey, what the hell, man? Now I'm gonna get a phone call at midnight. Hey,
yeah. You're gonna get it, not me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
It's gonna be your problem.
Nothing but love for Enrique. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Monday nights 8 p.m. on Instagram. He has Zinking with Kike. He just had Keith on like a week ago, so go back and look at that episode. I am much better looking than Enrique, just so you know. So, but you can just listen to it in the background. Bradney had asked, can you please make a new African American comic and call him Blackheart?
Oh, wow.
There you go. Nice. Giving you permission to take the name.
Okay. Hey, sheesh.
Nate is late to the chat, and he asked a two-part question, which we did answer one, but you didn't really answer the other. So, hi guys. I'm late to the conversation. This may have been asked, but who was your favorite fellow creator to collaborate with? That one we didn't really go over. And who would you like to collaborate with that you haven't yet?
Okay.
So we kind of didn't really.
Right, so we kind of like
we touched on it. Yeah. You said Greg Capullo.
Yeah, I like to work with him again. He's he is absolutely amazing, and he at the beginning, his stuff was absolutely amazing. The first shot that I did with him in Quasar was Quasar in his civilian, shirt, just a shirt and pants, and he was just walking down this block of this neighborhood, and it was like, when I saw the pencils, it was like so nice. It was like it was great. I said, this guy's gonna be doing great things. I mean, it was like the same thing with like Doug Mankey when I worked with him on The Mask. Right. I saw his style, and I saw how his style was evolving as I was working through the issues with him. So that by the time he got to his second batch of Mask stories, his style was like it was like like ready for Justice League and all that.
Do you ever
stuff.
wonder if a penciler starts to step up if they see that an inker is correcting them a lot or fixing them a lot?
Well, for that, it's usually sometimes it's the editor that would tell the inker to do certain things if there's certain things that they might see that might have a problem, to maybe try and fix it up a little bit, and then if they do get angry, they get angry at the inker, not the editor, because
of course
it's the inker who does.
But do you think a pencil's ever said, all right, you know what, I got to step up my pencils for me to really not have this happen again?
It's a learning experience for all of us, like when we do our stuff, and I can make, and if they do, like look at some ink that some piece of work that I've done inking over him or her, and they look at it and they say, oh wow, it turned out nicer this way. Well, that's great. Like if they learn something from that, fine. If they don't, they don't. We're all
email. I get an nasty email.
Yeah, right. There you go. I mean, we're all.
And I did my job.
There you go. No, we're all learning continuously. I'm still learning. My God, I was an inker for all these years, like I said, and I just started getting back into doing pencils, like about maybe 4 years ago, and that was only because I wasn't getting a lot of inking work. So I get.
And your pencils are great. I mean, you're doing some beautiful work. You're even coloring it yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just so everybody knows, Instagram right below scrolling at Keith Williams Comic Book Art, and then it's Facebook, but especially his Instagram, you'll see all the commissions he's been doing, and they're phenomenal. They're beautiful, and he's penciling them, he's inking them, he's coloring them. So you can get some great commissions through Keith. And once comics are up again, Keith is the mayor. I'm telling you, he was like at everything. I should ask you the question I asked on Kike's show. What's your favorite comic convention and why is it Creatorcon?
Yeah, right. Because it is Creatorcon. No. I am nervous about like doing things like this, but I'm glad that you have these things going on right now. I'm glad that they're like doing podcasts and like YouTube things and things like this. This is great. It keeps us out there, and it's like when I went to that New Hampshire convention, it was almost like everybody was like breathing like a sigh of relief or something, because it's happening again, like finally, I know
there's a big psychological component to physical conventions, and people are talking about the virtual cons of the way of the future, and I say this in every show. I don't think so. You can't replace the human beings need to socialize on a grander scale than just looking at somebody talk to somebody else, or just hoping that you respond to their message, or just watching you draw. I'm sorry.
Like this could be another part of it, and that's great. But
I think that'll be an accented thing to shows now. I think they will do a virtual experience added to shows, sure, but they're not going to take over shows. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way.
Right.
And if they do, well, then that just means I'll be the only show standing.
There you go.
By the way, the Rogues Gallery, there's a lot of inside jokes. Phil Rush takes cash checks and Red Lobster gifts. So you and I had gone out to dinner before, but
yes, great.
Geraldo Borges, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a DC and Marvel artist. He lives in Chile. He's from Brazil. He said, him and I talk about going out to dinner after New York Con. We hope it happens the next time. And he says that he loves Red Lobster, and then Red Lobster's there, and he likes Shake Shack. So the running joke is I'm paying for everybody at Red Lobster. I'm going to have like a $5,000 tab. So
whoa.
So you're included, but I'm not paying for all of them.
Lobster.
So I'm going to get somebody to draw a picture of me with the lobster bib, and all my Rogues Gallery, like you suggested, behind me looking to stab me, freeze me. Absolutely. But I'm going to wear the Red Lobster bib.
Just like the Flash. I mean, it's that cool. I'd like that. Absolutely.
Honestly, the Rogues Gallery keeps growing. They're a great group of people. With all the we talk about on Facebook, they are a positive for Facebook. They really are. They're good people.
That's great.
Okay, Mark has a serious question. That's shocking. So when looking at any given page, given your experience, do you automatically know how long it will take you to ink it?
Oh, that's it. That's a good question. Basically, I could ink 2 pages, like a day, normally.
Really, that's pretty fast.
That's what you had to do. Don't have a. Now I'm saying that without having to do this like that for a few years now.
Right.
I don't know what my speed is now, but the way I would I guess tackle a page, I would just keep at it until I get it done. I mean, I would probably take a break every once in a while, maybe for dinner or something like that. But if it was like a a regular thing where, well, you're supposed to have like a month to do an inking assignment. It's never a month. It's always shorter than a month. Sometimes it's 2 weeks.
And that doesn't include when they say at the last minute, oh, you know what, we want you to redo this, or this page was redone, so do this.
Oh, there's the possibility of that also. But I've had a lot of days that went into night that went into day to get certain pages done. So, but yeah, I would look at mostly any kind of page and say, okay, this will take me probably half a day to do, and the other page will take the other half.
And it's like an 8-hour day, 12-hour day, 15-hour day.
It's an everyday day. It's sometimes it doesn't work like that with Alice, and I'm really bad at doing that because especially back then, I was a real workaholic.
Yeah.
So I would just keep working. It's like for me, it was always time to make the donuts. I was.
It's time to make the donuts.
yeah, kind of make the day.
You remember the commercial?
Of course, Dunkin' Donuts. You gotta be kidding. But yeah, I had to get a certain amount done because sometimes the deadlines were so close. You just have to do it. It's either that or they'll get somebody else to do it.
Thank God for supportive spouses.
Yeah, really. Yes. My wife is amazing. She's amazing.
She's a lovely woman. I've met her several times. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm trying to score points. She's a real nice woman.
Well, thanks.
And a fellow nurse, right?
She's a doctor.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Nice. Yes. Look at you marrying up. You got a sugar mama.
Yeah, well, it's oh man. Anyway.
Chris Mad, who was a guest of mine, he said, hello, Keith Williams and Philip Russer. Chris's birthday was yesterday. Everybody give him a shout out. Wish him a happy birthday. He's one of the finest guys. Chris. He's a great artist. Go give him a happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday. Yep. Mine is coming up.
Del said, Keith, can you let everyone know why I'm going to win your sketch?
Oh, my God.
That's Del.
Is it because you're going to kill everybody else? I don't know.
Del is one of the Rogues Gallery, so who knows what he's going to pull out. Peter wanted to know if you've ever been in a submarine.
Actually, I have. That's so funny.
Maybe he knew that, and he was asking a question he knew the answer to.
I think he saw me. Yeah, he was there. I actually was at the Intrepid Museum where they have the aircraft carrier. Across the way from it, there's a submarine. So you're able to go into the submarine and look around and stuff like that. You could see where they would be sleeping and stuff like, and where they'd pack all the food underneath their beds, their cots, or whatever those things were. You would see bombs underneath the cot. And I'm like saying, wow. Because there's no room. It's amazing. It's
nice.
But yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, so I have been in a submarine.
It's just an excuse to hang out with Keith. You're a total class act, which I will agree with.
Oh, thanks, Peter. Thank you. Nice of you to say.
Riddler wants to know, as an inker, do you prefer tighter pencils or more of a loose style that you could bring together and add more of your own flair to them? And who is one of your favorite pencilers to ink over? Which you said Capullo, right? So.
Yeah, Capullo. John Byrne, he was great.
But do you prefer the pencil tight, or do you prefer a little wiggle room?
Maybe, you know what? Back then, it's like I was still, because I was working on so many different people. I got sometimes the tight ones were good, and if I could change, I might change a little bit here and there. Like I might put maybe a little bit of a spin of Tom Palmer in there, to get it to look a certain way, or but it's hard. It's hard, and I'm totally forgetting the question now. But the other,
you like looser or tighter pencilers?
Right. Now I wouldn't mind looser pencils. You know, because
Well,
I got
because
more
you're
of
more penciling, so
a
you're
thing
into,
now. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So now I could do more with that now than I could when I was just a regular
Sebastian
inker.
said hi, Kate. Hi, Keith. He's
Hi,
another
Sebastian.
artist. Everybody check out Sebastian Bonet. Check him on his Facebook and Instagram. You can get some nice, affordable art, and he's very talented. Go check him out. Sorry, Keith, I plug everybody when I get the chance.
That's all right.
That's what the show is about. All these
That's
artists
good.
deserve a shot, you know?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
except for
I agree.
Enrique. Yes, Dante, you're right. IDW is the reason why John Byrne was at Boston. Dell said that Darth Maul was something different you worked on. Did you enjoy it?
Darth Maul. Did I do Darth Maul?
I don't remember.
I did do droids for Star Wars
Was he in the
for
story at all?
Dark Horse.
Was Darth Maul in the story at all?
Not that I know of. And you know, with my mind going the way it is right now, I probably did do Darth Maul somewhere. I just don't remember where it was, you know. But God.
Chris said he came off as a fanboy when he first met you.
Oh no. Hey, you know, it was great meeting Chris. I mean, his stuff is amazing. I love his.
He's very talented.
Yes.
And by the way, I was just going to mention this inker, and sure enough, he popped in. I don't know if he's still with us because we were behind, but Scott Hanna. He launched my show, actually. He was my first guest, and to this date, still the highest views. Hey, Keith,
Yeah.
miss seeing you at shows. We'll have to get together at Philip's show when things get back to normal. I'm gonna say this right now. I love inkers. I always have inkers at my show. I love what you guys do, and obviously, I know you guys can draw too. I get commissions from all of you. Scott Hanna has always had a great deal of faith in me and my shows. You have as well, and I always appreciate that with you guys, because with the resumes that you carry and the experience you have and the accomplishments and the fact that you have celebrity status in the industry, for the way you guys treat me and the respect you give me and the support you give me, I cannot say enough thank you. Scott launched me off, you know, my show off, and over 1,600 views, bang.
Wow.
And Scott was very invested in the show. He was like, let me be your first guest. He was very instrumental in starting this off right. So I just want to say thank you to Scott. And then, of course, continuing to get guests like you. You were happy to come on. It means a lot. It really does, because to be a small-time promoter, you don't always get the respect from the industry. But you guys, with your resumes, to give me the respect you do is much appreciated and humbling.
Hey, Phil, well, thanks for inviting me. I mean, I loved your shows, you know, like the conventions and stuff. I always had a great time. You're a great host. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, that's just because I feed you.
And that is true.
I'm kidding.
I didn't want to say that, but okay. Yeah.
Anthony Ubulus, have you ever turned down working with an artist or publisher? Have you ever turned down any projects? Which he's setting you up.
Okay,
here's a
tip. You don't turn down things. You know, like well, you know, it all depends on how busy you are, and if you're doing something for a certain publisher, you know, like you might not be able to move over to another publisher
right.
to do what they ask you to do. If you're under contract, you can't do that. But if you're working as a freelancer and if you have the time, you know, sure, you know, you could, you know, like I do not or try not to turn down, you know, like a lot of stuff, you know, like because once you do, then they'll just look over to somebody else to, you know, like do the work. If I feel like I have the time to do it and I won't mess up, I will take the job. At least that's what it was like back then when I was younger.
Carlos said, hello all. Carlos is an excellent artist from Brazil. I get commissions from him. He's very talented. Go check out his page. Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments. I'm trying to reach them all, but I still have my questions to ask. And we've been at this an hour and 25 minutes, and Keith is probably ready to go to sleep. I told you it goes fast. I told you it goes fast in my show. I told you.
Yeah, nice. I believe it. It happened. What kind of strip?
Yeah, I was about to say that. What comic strip would you kill to draw? Not literally. Well, maybe literally. I mean, would you? I mean, maybe you'd want to kill someone to draw.
Hey, it's the only way to get on some of them sometimes. You know? No, no. No, well, I did enjoy doing the Phantom. Comic strips, like not comic books, comic strips.
If it's knowing Bill Field the way I do, I believe he means comic strips. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gosh, like what's out there right now? Okay. Prince Valiant.
I remember. Yeah.
Prince Valiant. Yes. I saw like Tom Grinberg's Tarzan. Oh my God. Love to do something like that. Yeah. Oh, geez. God, who else? I think that's, yeah. I'm sure there's other ones, but yeah, those fantastic. I loved Hal Foster's Prince Valiant. Like I loved the costumes. I just love the whole, yes, Hal Foster. Yes.
By the way, Gallo had the nerve to say Superman just throws the Hulk into the sun, and that's that. Not that easy, Gallo. Sorry, Gallo, not that easy.
Did you not see that video that somebody made of? I think that Superman tried to do that, and the Hulk fought him off.
Well. Yep.
Yeah,
the Hulk in the sky and knocked him to the ground. Yeah, damn right.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, otherwise you would have done that with Doomsday, right? Sorry, Gallo. Gallo's a great guy. I'm just busting his chops. If you ever need to move, Gallo's your man. He's a real estate guy. So if you're ever moving out of Brooklyn, you want to move up to the Central Park side with Falk, he can't get you the smoker's jacket, but he can get you the penthouse.
Give me a good price. Yeah, I'll
So you had done like 35 conventions last year, and you had really started to up the conventions, your appearances, which I think was fantastic. What was your most memorable convention experience? Whether it was meeting someone, a crazy fan, or whatever.
Well, okay.
Or it was Creatorcon. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I kid.
Well, I did meet Phil Lamar, who was the voice of Samurai Jack and Green Lantern. Yes. Yeah, I mean the guy's incredible with his voice. It's amazing. And I actually did a Green Lantern for him, which was great.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got to talk to him. That was a highlight.
I hear he's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Oh, and there was this one guy that I gave me a commission to draw the Kingpin, and he was the Kingpin. He was. Oh, cool. He had the suit. He had the ascot. He had the cane. He had that bald head. He was. He had that built like the Kingpin, and he scared the heck out of me.
You looking around for bullseye?
I don't know, because like he was telling me, like he says, yeah, I'd like you to do a drawing of Kingpin looking like me. And then he said, it better look good. A lot more menacing than I just said. And yeah, I went back to the hotel room that night, sweating because I took a few pictures of him and sweating it out. And
you had a lot of sleepless nights.
Yes. I really don't sleep that much.
Yeah, me neither. By the way, Gallo said that's BS. I think Gallo's a wonderful human being, but you know what? My show, so you're wrong. I'm gonna have to throw that card out right now.
Oh no.
There's a few more questions I want to get to. Dan Lee has a question and everything. And Enrique had mentioned how you guys are always paired together on your at conventions, which is true. You guys are sitting next to each other almost every time.
That's because I'm stalking him.
I think it's maybe some people want to test your fortitude. No. I know where the best place to be is, so that's why, I always, Yes. Dan Lee wants to know how you handle fatigue when inking for long stretches of time.
Well, back when I was really working hard, I was drinking coffee. Lots and lots of coffee.
It's a lot of bathroom breaks.
Yeah, and my stomach can't take that anymore. So no more coffee. Too much acid in the stomach. So I had to stop that. But yeah, because after a while, you kind of like you don't even know what day it is. It just everything just blends together into one big weird kind of thing, you know.
So basically, you're giving advice not to take. There you go, Dan. Dan has his own creative book coming out soon called Fortunate. Dan's a great guy, and I'm excited to see that book. I'll be pledging. So everybody keep an eye on these. Fortunate. Will Wolford, if you look, there's a colored right behind me here. Above that is an inked. That's Will right next to you.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
Will is an inker, and he's very talented, and he has a question. Hi, Phil and Keith. What was the most challenging time consuming comic you have worked on art-wise?
Let's see. Well,
I'll leave it up.
I guess I'm gonna have to go back to once again Greg Capullo. He did an issue of Quasar that involved Ghost Rider, and he did this dining room scene, this gigantic. It was in the mansion, I guess. It's a dining room scene, and it was like the most intricate stuff going on in there with a chandelier, I think, and there was like molding.
A lot of detail.
It was insane. So that's one of them, and then it's like a lot of stuff that John Byrne did. You know, you see, Greg Capullo, but yeah, he you know, he loves his computers. He loves his, you know, all that Kirby-ish stuff. So that I really gave him his money's worth. You know, like when he would put that stuff up. So that was like very time consuming. Sometimes it would take more than sometimes that would take the whole day just to do. Sometimes it all depends. He also likes rubble. Lots of rubble.
Yeah. And when that's about Barney.
No, I wish it was.
I have triggered Gallo. Now, Keith will say yes, Batman can kill the Hulk. Yes, I will tell you there's no freaking way. And that old issue where the Hulk doesn't beat him is ridiculous. Sorry. No.
The sun's getting low. Sun's getting low, man.
So two questions I'm going to end with, which I ask everybody. And the next one, we get some doozy of an answer sometimes, which it'll be added to our archive of Rogues Gallery joking and teasing if it's interesting.
Oh, brother.
What is the craziest commission request you ever got? And you could tell us whatever it is, just put it in a little more of a PG-13 way.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Superman and Lois Lane. Superman is standing over Lois Lane. She's sitting in a chair, and she's tied up. She's bound, and there is a ray gun, or you know, like a ray machine pointing at her, and Superman has a very sadistic grin on his face. You know, like so it's like he's not there to save her. He's there to watch her suffer.
So someone had a very bitter divorce.
Yeah.
So did they ask you to do it that way? I mean, did they make sure that you do it?
Yeah. That was the way to do it. So, somebody also wanted me, I think, to set fire to their girlfriend or something like that. Have her. It was, but I didn't do that. That was just like a little.
We're crossing some boundaries now.
Yeah. So we're
gonna have fiery pandas now, guys, right? Yeah, I'll tell you the panda story off air. Right?
Okay.
The last question I ask every guest that I have on is, if you could go back in time to your younger self when you were starting out, what advice would you give yourself? I mean, it could be, life advice, maturation advice for the industry, whatever.
Let's see. Buy Apple stock.
Yeah, all of us, and Google.
Yeah. Stick with your penciling. Do you know, like, even though, you know, like you're doing a lot of inking work, and you know, you're getting a lot of work that way. Should try to work on your pencil so you could like do a Spider-Man book. You know, do the whole thing. You know, like, yeah. If I knew what I knew now, you know, like, and how I'm drawing now, I would, yeah. Stick with that. Develop yourself, and you know, like, and you know, like, do some books on your own. You know, for the two big companies. Yeah, try to at least. Yeah.
So Dell, this is why they're my rogues gallery. Said that I wanted to be drawn like Rose did in the Titanic. Listen, she had no problems letting him suffer in that water and letting him go. That's all I'm saying. She did not mind at all.
Wrong. There was room on that door. Okay.
There was, right? I'm sitting in this room on that door. She could sit in your lap. What the hell?
You gotta be kidding.
I know. She's like, like, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah. Bye, Jack. Bye.
Bye, Jack. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to cannibalize you if they don't rescue us soon.
You're a popsicle. Bye.
That was brutal.
That was bad. No.
Anybody, you guys want to get your questions into Keith before we wrap this up? Anything you want to ask? Remember, can you show that Phantom again, Keith? Keith is graciously donating this Phantom sketch to whoever I deem has the best question. So I'll accept checks. Awesome. I mean, it's even inked, so that's just beautiful.
Yep. It's all done. Just got to sign it.
And just so you know, shipping, if it's not on Keith, is on me. Anytime you win a sketch on this show, there will be no cost to you at all. That includes shipping. The fans come out. I reward the fans. The artists are kind enough to donate their art. We do this as a community. Okay. Could Rose kill the Hulk? You know what?
Yes. If she lets him in the water, you know, keeps him in the water, it's just like, hey, you know.
Should Phantom kill Rose? There you go.
Hey.
It's a great group of guys. My biggest pet peeve about that flick, who the hell tosses $1 million plus necklace in the ocean? Shake my head.
I just don't know.
You know, there was, I don't know if it's a meme or someone's art, but I saw this online. It was the Titanic, and it wasn't an iceberg they hit. It was the fins on the back of Godzilla, and he was underneath the water. I thought it was awesome. I'm a big Godzilla fan, so I thought it was awesome.
Like they had enough trouble. You know,
really.
Just thinking to have Godzilla come over and
Godzilla could have warmed him up when he was freezing. See, again, the rogues gallery. Keith, don't let Phil send a sketch. He sends his personal photos.
Oh my gosh.
Gus Dorsey says, play less video games and learn more things while you're young. I say this because as you get older, you have less energy and time to do it if you have a job. That is my answer if I can go to my younger self. Good advice. I agree. Accomplish it while you have the energy, the stamina, the endurance. You'll have time to play video games and you can't lift your butt out of bed without aches and pains.
There you go. No.
Hulk versus Godzilla, I don't have to get back to you on that one, Gallo.
Ooh. It all depends on which Godzilla it is. You know, they got a lot of different Godzillas. They got that really mega one now. That's really big.
I'm actually waiting on a commission from Sid, who's her name is Issa Sid. I forgot her last name. She's doing Voltron versus Ghidorah for me.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks good.
That sounds cool. Yes.
So, any real questions for Keith? Because he'd probably like to go and not sit here and watch you ask questions that pick on me. I told you, Keith. They're a great bunch of people. But I told you they're coming after me. That's why they're the Rogues Gallery.
Oh man, they're cool. They're cool.
They really are. Gorilla versus Kong versus King Kong.
Versus King Kong? Good grief.
He said Gorilla versus Hulk versus King Kong. Gorilla, King Kong, same thing. All right, Del, time to take those meds. Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you see, buy Apple
there you
stock,
go,
man. That's it.
So listen, everybody. As if you didn't know who Keith Williams is, Keith is the most approachable, kindest gentleman. There are a lot of kind gentlemen. Sean Chen obviously is one of them too, but Keith, he's the mayor. Look at that smile. He's got the $1 million smile. He could be on a float somewhere, just smiling and doing the wave. Right? In all seriousness, commission him. If you look scrolling on the bottom, Instagram is at Keith Williams Comic Book Art. Facebook is Keith Williams. He doesn't really use the Deviant art often, but if you see something there you like, you want to look at what's up there.
Yeah.
Dante, he said he hasn't read any current books recently, so
yeah, not really. I like to try and read some trade paperbacks. Like I might grab a few once. I'm able to move around more.
But seriously, commission him. You'll get anything from, if you just want pencils, if you want inks, black and white, or if you want the whole thing colored. I mean, he does it all, and it's fantastic. I mean, I'm putting you on the spot. Do you have anything in reach that you can show? If not, I'll just direct them to your Instagram.
Oh gosh, let's see. Things in reach. There's a Dracula thing that I did. Part of a two-sided thing.
I love that you got that like Jose Luis Garcia classic thing going on. I love John Byrne and you and Bob McLeod. I love Bob McLeod, another inker / artist.
Oh yeah,
he'll be on the show. Bob McLeod will be on the show in December.
This is something that I did for a group of people.
Very nice.
Created all the costumes. That was crazy.
Cool.
That was nuts. Wait a minute. This thing here. Phantom. Oops.
See, the horse and the water splashing, that is gorgeous. And I know you have your toy horse behind you that you use for reference.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yep. Yeah, it's great. I'm really having a ball, learning how to draw animals. And
nice. Man, look at that. Guys, Christmas is coming up, man. No better thing to get than art for a loved one. Commission Keith, or if you got a birthday coming up. Mine's October 12th. I would gladly accept any gifts. Keith.
Yeah,
so feel free. You help Keith out. You help me out. We're good to go. So Della's trying to win this prize. So look at that Spider-Man. He's got a few. He's throwing out the questions here. He goes, would you want to work on a movie project? And if you do, which one?
Oh, sure. Gosh. Yeah. Hey, Star Wars. Love to do something like that. I love drawing like X-wing fighters and stuff like that.
Cool.
I'd do that. That'd be great. Doing storyboarding, absolutely.
And Dan's saying that's good stuff. He's got the wow face on. And Del Guzman was asking, do you think a Phantom movie would do good in this era of movies since it isn't so flashy like all mainstream hero movies?
I think it would. You need something that's nice. We were just talking about that. That's a little, not serious. He could be serious. He could be mysterious, stuff like that. But he's also.
They can make it like an Indiana Jones type of thing, because with his background, and everything.
Yes, absolutely. And doing his adventures and traveling with Diana and his kids. That'd be cool. It'd be cool. I could see it.
Dante asks, Keith, have you ever dabbled in advertising or commercials?
No. It would be interesting though, but no, I haven't.
Never too late.
Hey, I'm trying everything now, so who knows?
So I have a cat in here that's going bat crap crazy, and he's like rubbing on everything. And so if I'm shaking, I apologize. But my family keeps letting the cats in the room. So anyway, So again, everybody, look scrolling below. That's where you can find Keith. And Keith, you're always a great guest to have at my show. I always love coming to see you at shows. You're one of my mainstays that if you're at a show, I got to go be there. I wanted to be at the one in New Hampshire for many reasons, you being one of the main reasons. But unfortunately, you know, with kids and everything, we're just being safe. You know, my wife was uneasy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad
be
it was
safe
a
first.
successful show for you and Jason and everybody, though.
Right. No, you got to be safe, and hopefully things will get better. To the point where
they will.
Yeah. I'm very optimistic about it. You know.
Me too. And it's
just
going to
take some time.
Blast that first big show that's back. Oh, it's going to be.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, everyone's going to want to get into that one.
Absolutely. It's going to be crazy.
And then if they have Todd McFarlane, you and I can do our Gene Wilder and Stir Crazy. We'll strip down. I'm going
to do that. You think it's not going to happen, but it will.
Del Guzman, ask my question. Phil, my question. Phil, don't ignore me, Phil. Okay, Del, my goodness.
Oh.
You think you should have a bigger role in Stars? All right, he doesn't remember working on Darth Maul, but he said you worked on Darth Maul. Do you think he should have had a bigger role in Star Wars? He is a great character.
Well, I liked him in is it Clone Wars? Clone Wars, the animated series.
Yeah.
They had him at the end, and that was great. That was great with Ahsoka. It was that was an amazing bunch of episodes.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's funny. I have a friend that for 20-something years we argue Vader versus Maul who wins, and I'm a Vader guy. And in the Rebels cartoon, he actually admits he can't take Vader alone. So I throw that in his face all the time.
Well, there you go. And you know, like oh God, what was it? The movie The Rebels?
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Seeing Darth Vader at the end of that movie scared the crap out of me. And it made me gone. And it made me understand, you know, like how dangerous Darth Vader was. You still there, Phil? Nope. I guess it's just me. Yeah, definitely. Oh, there he goes. He's coming back.
Freaking cat!
Did he touch a key or something?
He knocked out the freaking camera. Get out of here, yes. I swear to God.
Oh, that's okay. I was about to take over the show anyway, so.
He knocked out my camera.
Oh my God.
This is my wife's cat. They're all gonna get it. They're all gonna get it.
It's your wife's cat. Okay.
Yeah, I can't stand this cat. I can't stand this cat. Oh my God. He's sitting here. He shut off my camera, and then when I'm trying to get it back on, he shuts off the mic. He's jealous of my success. I knew it. It's like Cat's Eye. You ever see that movie Cat's Eye?
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, except he's not protecting me from the little gnome. He is the little gnome.
He is the little gnome.
It's a good thing I don't really care. My show is just supposed to be fun and lighthearted. It is what it is.
Stephen King, one of my favorite writers. I got a ton of books back there with on him too.
Nice. So it's been an hour and 49 minutes. I told you how fast it goes on my show.
Wow. Holy cow.
It's because we're just hanging out. That's what it is. Let's just hang out and have a good time. You know, that's what it's supposed to be. Absolutely. And I hope to sit down and have dinner with you again. It was always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you for coming on. Again, everybody, please check out his Instagram, his Facebook, commission him. Say hi to him, engage on his posts, talk to him. You know, we have to show the legends the respect that they deserve. I mean, these guys and these ladies and all the ones that did this in the golden, silver, and bronze age, man, they set the stage. Without them, we don't have what we have today. And in my opinion, they were even better. So support them, you know, respect them and support them. Dell asks, man, Dell is really trying to win this art. Would you want to work with Stephen King?
Salem's Lot. That was a scary book.
Would you want to work with him on adapting that to a comic, or?
Absolutely. That was a freaking scary book.
Yes, it was. It was a great. Even the TV movie was edgy.
I
Man.
loved the TV movie.
Yeah.
They had somebody that
Carlos
looked like
said maybe the cat wants to write a question to Keith. So I'm sorry, you were saying. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, like one of the vampire, he looked like Count Olaf from the silent movie.
Yes.
You know, which was absolutely amazing.
And just be standing there in the kitchen.
He's scared. Oh, that scared me so much. He was like this little blob on the floor.
Yeah.
And then he just grabbed him and bonk.
And then David Soul's sitting there with his back to the coffin as it's opening up, and you're like, David, turn around!
Yeah.
Oh, where's Starsky when you need him, or Hutch, or whichever one it was?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I was really screaming at the screen. Absolutely. James Mason was great too. And when he picked up the doctor and he drove him into the into the horns.
Yeah, I have to say that was the best Stephen King TV adaptation I've ever seen. I thought of his books. So.
I agree.
That'd be a great movie. They talked about making a movie, but they didn't.
Oh, well, they're going to do The Stand, though. That the Stand's coming out soon. As a matter of fact.
I've never read that, but I hear it's amazing.
It's great. It almost sounds familiar. Almost like this. but hopefully not.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that level.
We don't need to be dealing with the devil and all this other stuff.
Well, we might already be. We don't know. So, Keith Brunswick, he wrote. I just want to give him credit.
Oh,
Keith is a really great guy, and he's one of the crew. So I wanted to. Whoops, sorry, it jumped up when I did that. He said, "How was working on Transformer comics?"
Oh, it was interesting, but it's like, wow, too many straight edges. I mean, I like doing backgrounds, but when the major characters are backgrounds, it's like,
That's a nice way to put it. When a major character is the background,
it's a background.
It's a straight edge.
It's just continuously straight edge.
Thanks, Keith. You are fantastic, and I can't wait to meet you at conventions when they come back.
Same here. Absolutely. Oh, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was great. I love that. Yes, Captain Trips. That's right.
By the way, there was a movie with Dennis Quaid called Dreamscape, which is a classic to me.
Yes.
Did you ever see that?
Oh, no, yeah.
That movie doesn't get any credit. I love that movie. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid, and the animation was amazing at the time, the clay animation. That Snake Man scared the living hell out of me.
His fear was, and he turned into like this giant.
The little boy was afraid. It was having nightmares. Yeah, that was a great movie.
God. Yeah, that was so great. It had Steven Spielberg's future wife in that movie, I think.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name again?
Is it Kate?
It's Kate something.
Yeah. Oh God, why can't I remember it now?
But I don't know.
But that was a great film. That was a great film. I love it.
Well, look, I can talk to you forever, and everybody else will probably love to talk to you all night. But we're getting close to the witching hour, and
oh my gosh, yeah, wow.
Thank you so much, man, for coming out. I really had fun talking with you. I appreciate it. I always enjoy talking with you.
Had a good
time. Commission them, damn it. Anyway,
I'm ready for it. Go ahead.
I will just say my goodbyes, and I will see you backstage to see you off. Again, thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks
Phil.
to everybody for coming out to ask questions. And I will determine the winner tomorrow, but I'll go over that after. So I'm going to put you backstage. Go ahead.
Okay. Stay safe, everybody.
All right, Keith, I'll see you in a little bit.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, so episode 13 is under the belt, and I thought we had a great time. Keith was an awesome guest, as I knew he would be. He truly is a really, really nice man, and I really love his work and appreciate his resume. And I'm actually going to look to meet up with him in Brooklyn to get more work done in my sketchbook. I'm going to be starting to work again soon, so yes. And so anyway, I'm sorry, Enrique's messaging me. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to be doing my Jam Piece show soon. I'll announce that ahead of time, like everything else. I have artists that have donated some prints to give away for contests that I will hold myself. And really great prints. Enrique actually inked one of the prints, so they will be up there. And I'm going to have some cool prizes, comic books, things like that. I again cannot thank the Rogues Gallery enough, and all the new people that came in and everybody that participated and asked questions. You guys make the show. I really appreciate it. I love you guys for the support you give, the artists that supporting the artists. It's just wonderful. Hey, Richard showed up. What's going on? Anyway, so thank you so much. Keep an eye out for future shows that are coming up. I have Marat Michaels on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. So Marat Michaels of Do You Poo and Blindside, and of course he worked at Image Comics. So we will have all of that on Tuesday. Please check it out. It's going to be 10 p.m. because he's in Phoenix, so it's 7 p.m. for him. I will keep you updated on my future shows and giveaways. And tomorrow I will make a short video announcing the best question, my reasoning for the best question, and who won the Phantom sketch. At which point you will reach out to Keith and he will mail it to you. Again, everybody, thank you so much for coming out. I wish you peace. I wish you love. I wish you whatever success you deem success. And I will leave you with what I always leave you. Have fun. Storm of the castle.